Welcome fight fans and boxing enthusiasts to the countdown to the clash of the TKO White Collar Halloween Boxing Event. I'm Lee Swaby and I'm here to guide you through the most anticipated matchup, fighters to watch and behind the scenes action leading up to the big fight night. Get ready for exclusive insights, thrilling stories and sneak peeks into what promises to be a night of unforgettable bouts. So lace up your gloves, put your hands up. I said put your hands up. And let's dive straight into the action of the heart of the boxing arena. Okay, right, fight number one, let's get into this. So we've got Harrison the King Carroll versus Christian Big Mac Barrett. Now Harrison has already fought once, so he has the experience. He should know what he needs to do to get this over the line, whereas Christian Big Mac Barrett has not had that experience. That said, Barrett is tidy, he's nice, his technique's good, he's slick. Fight number two, Ryan the Butcher Byrne. He's against a guy called Dale the Terminator Charge. Now, Dale and Ryan have both been in the ring before. Ryan came up short last time because he ran out of steam, so he knows what he's got to do different this time. Dale Terminator Charge again came up short in his last fight, although he was outpointed by a slightly better technician. So again, this one, both have got something to prove. Fight number three, George Ford versus Pavel Dunker. Now Pavel's fought before. He fought quite a while ago now, and he's not been in the gym that much since. He put his name down for this one, and I've managed to get him a fight. This one's at 60 kgs, and this is against George Nightcrawler Ford. He's looking tidy. I wasn't aware of how good he was until I saw him this weekend at training, and he's slick. He's got some nice head movement. So Pavel really needs to get in the trenches and make this one work. Fight number four, Max Skidmore versus Rohan Perret. Now Rohan Perret is a late substitute. Max Skidmore's first opponent dropped out through various reasons. So Max got quite a bit of experience on Rohan. Rohan's not been in the ring as of yet. Max, this is, I believe, his fourth bout. This one's featuring a 94 kg mark, but Rohan's slick. He's tidy. He does some good work. He's very fast hands. Mac can be a slightly flat-footed, so he needs to be on his toes. Okay, this is fight five. Siren Pretty Boy Purdy versus Harry the Tasmanian Devil Pountney. Now Harry, this is in respect compared to Simon Purdy. Purdy's been in the ring quite a few times now. He likes a bit of a war. He's technically limited, but he gets in there and gives it his all. If you're not willing to go toe-to-toe with him, you've got problems. And he also proved he can take a shot. Harry is a little bit untested. However, this is a three-way fight in respects because they're both due to fight another guy from Sleaford very soon. So it's a three-way matchup in respect of who's going to win who and when and how. Okay, TKO White Collar. Why did I do this? Right, well, I saw various White Collar events in the past, and I wasn't happy with the way that it was run. Most TKO White Collar, most White Collar events now, they all train together. Then all of a sudden they go 1 week before the show and they get matched up last minute. Now, if I've been training with someone and getting the rough end of the stick when sparring, then all of a sudden I learn that I'm matched up with that person. All of a sudden I've got a feeling that I'm going to get beaten because I've done nothing more than that in training for the last 8 weeks. And I found that was not a fair way of matching things up, nor a realistic way in the big scheme of things. I chose to do it better. It takes more, it's more labour intensive, and it's a lot more things that can potentially go wrong in the lead up. However, it by far brings a better product to the fight arena once the first bell goes ding. I've invented what I like to refer to as the Lee Swaby algorithm. Essentially, my matchups happen like this. I get two names of the same weight, of the same gender, and then I try and work it out whether it will be a competitive match. I do this by asking their experience, seeing if they've fought before, who they've trained with, how often they train, where they train. All these things give me a bit of an insight into the history of this particular fighter. Once I get a rough outline on paper of matchups, then I start to call them in, and I do essentially a 5, 10, 15 minute training session with that person to work out if they actually do stack up on paper. Once they stack up on paper, once they stack up in real life, then I then monitor them over the next 12 to 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, I should say, as they train to make sure no one is accelerating away faster than the other. That then gives me an excellent fight. Okay, fight number 6. This is against Lee Swaby versus a selected opponent. We don't have an opponent for this particular fighter yet. Shep's had 8 fights, I believe. It's pretty much a 50-50 record, but he's been boxing a long time. He's doing this probably his last final hurrah, crack of the whip. He wants to earn a bit of money for charity, and he wants to get another one and drop a little bit of weight, give him a good excuse to get in the gym and put the work in. But yeah, Shep's definitely got some skills, so unless I can find him someone who can go with him, it's going to be a very one-sided fight. Fight number 7. Aaron Dynamite Davis versus Paul the Wild Man Wild. Now, these guys trained together quite a long time ago, and it was more of an MMA style back in the day. So they were wrestling quite a bit. This is a different thing entirely. This is just boxing. So therefore, these guys now are going to go against each other, and I think Aaron, on paper, has a slight edge advantage. Now, Aaron's been fighting. He's had 3 or 4 fights. However, he's come unstuck on a couple of them. So therefore, he's chasing that illustrious victory where he can feel proud and happy that he's done what he's supposed to do. Paul, in comparison, isn't as experienced. However, Paul has got some lovely, clean, crisp techniques, and he just needs to unlock the beast. His name portrays Wild Man, and I want to see that in the ring, because that will get him over the line quite comfortably. Number 8, Jim Naked Cuddles Swaby. Don't even ask why that's the name. That's a long story. Versus Kiefer the Kruger Killer Swaby. They are not related, however, they do share a surname. Now, this one's a bit of a grudge match, bit of a revenge attack by Kiefer. Kiefer's brother Max Skidmore fought Jim Naked Cuddles on a white collar event quite some time ago and lost. So Kiefer's trying to gain revenge on this. Now, Kiefer's a real tidy man. He's got some good technique. He's nice and robust, low centre of gravity, pulls in and out quite well. But Jim has been putting in the work. So Jim, he can throw some shots, and he's a southpaw. So therefore, that could bring a bit of a different edge to what he's got going on. Going to be a good fight, this one. Fight number 9. Jonathan Moti Costin versus Ben Hurricane. Now, I've not seen that much of Ben, but that said, Jonathan just got back from an all-inclusive holiday, so he's back in the gym, busting it himself. So this one's a good one. Jonathan runs a building company, and he's got a good group of guys that are basically egging him on and getting him behind him and making sure he does the work. Ben Hurricane, like I say, I've not seen that much of him, so I want to see him in the gym moving forward. I do have a plan B just in case this one goes pear, but if this one goes over, these are 2 big guys, 110 kilos and 114 kilos respectively. So these are big shots that are going to be thrown on this one. Fight number 10, Sam the Man Cottingham versus Phil the Boss Cross. Now, Phil, he's got a contingent coming like you would not believe. He's got selling tickets left, right and centre. He works at a local snooker hall, and he's bringing lots of fight fans. So this one's going to be loud when you get into this one. Sam's got some nice technique. I've been doing some work with Sam, and he's really getting to grips with technique and how to fire in multiple successions. So his combination work is again coming together really well. I think this one's going to be a great fight. Okay, why is this Halloween 2023 event going to be better than any before? Wow, we've put some real production into this one. My partners have done their thing, and the intros for each and every fighter are going to be spectacular. We have a massive 3 metre by 3 metre LED wall TV that's going to be floated well above head height of most people, unless you're Loon Tyson Fury or something. And it's going to be nice and high. It's going to create its own light show because of the size of it. On that TV screen, we're going to have intros, sponsorship, and some visuals, let's say, that are going to impact and be quirky and fun and very interesting for each and every fighter. It's going to be something the fighter can take away and keep with them and show their kids for generations to come. But this one's going to be great. When someone signs up for an event, half the battle is getting in the ring and doing the job. Half the prestige and half the fun of doing that is having your moment walking down those stairs to the music that you're playing, getting in the mood, feeling the jig. It reminds me of back in the day when you used to have a guy called Prince Nassim Hamed. If you don't know who he is, YouTube him. His entrances were phenomenal. We're trying to get something not even close to that. However, we're on that same ballpark. We're trying to make things fun, lively, and individual for every single person. This one's going to be great. Half-time interval. The half-time interval, we have a little show organised. So don't blink or don't disappear out the venue. I know you want to hit the bar, and that's a great thing. However, this visual and this entertainment that's going to go on midway in the interval is definitely worth watching. It's going to be a real treat. Fight number 11: Jake the Spartan Smith versus Charlie. Your game is over. Play on words there. His name is Charlie Over. However, your game is over. Okay, Jake Spartan Smith. What can I say about this young man? This guy can have a row. He's the sort of guy that you want on your shoulder if it's going down. This guy has got guts, balls, and everything going along with it. He's going to bring his A game. He's already in the gym. He's busting his nuts, and he's really getting to grips with everything needed to pull this one in. Charlie, phenomenal fighter. Fought on one of my shows before. We actually changed an opponent last minute because of a pullout, and he rolled with the punches. He changed it, sorted it, and he stopped his opponent with a lovely combination. He since then has not done any boxing. He's been away and he's joined the army, but he's back. He's fit. He's sharp. It's like he's never been away. This one's going to be explosive. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, fight number 12: Carl the Hitman Horry versus Josh the Humpback Holden. Now, Carl's fought for me a few times now over the last 2 years, and each time Carl brings it. Him and Aaron Davis, who we've spoken about earlier, they had a great fight, and Carl came out victorious, managing to stop Aaron with some decent shots. Everyone underestimates Carl because they don't think he's putting the work in the gym. However, he always represents when he comes in that bell goes ding. So I'm very interested to see how this one goes. Josh Holden, this will be his first boxing event for me, and I was quite impressed with him the first day he came and did some pad work. He was sharp, he was accurate, and his technique, if I'm honest, his technique is slightly better than Carl's, but that technique doesn't make you the winner. It's about getting in there and having the minerals to push it over the line. It's going to be interesting, this one. Fight number 13. This is Ed Death Row versus Joe God's Child James. Joe has fought on my show before. He fought a guy called Dale Charge, who we spoke about previously. And he's a slick mover. He's put things together nicely. He listens. He works well. He usually uses my classes on a Friday night, and really does. I usually use him as a guinea pig to bring out on the pad work to show techniques and various things to the rest of the class. He's a tidy fighter. I like the way he moves. He's slick. He's fast. He puts things together well, and he thinks about what he's throwing. He just doesn't throw willy-nilly. Ed Death Row. Now, Ed, he's a fit guy. He came down to my house the other day, and he just came down on a nice little jog, and he was putting the work in. He's fast, he's slick, he's strong. I can see this one. Good guess is mine. I think it's going to go a different distance, but it's going to be a very close fight. Fight number 14, Peter Mad Dog Briggs versus Craig McCarthy. Okay, Craig's fought for me before. Craig did great work. He's been dropping some weight. He's been putting the work in. He always brings his kids down to the gym as he's training. He's a lovely family man. Great to see. And he's really dropping some pounds as well. I mean, he's still coming in at 102, but he's a solid 102 now compared to where he started. He's dropped the best part of 10 kilos, if not more, over his term in the gym, and he's really coming into his own. Mad Dog Briggs, he's been pushing as well. He's been doing a lot of work. He's still got a little bit to lose, but he's coming together nicely. He's been working with Craig Rainey and a few of the other guys, and Cal Thompson, and he's putting some work in as well. I can see this one going the distance, but again, I can't call this. Maybe you can. The charity for this particular event is the Lincoln City Foundation. It's a charity that's run by Lincoln City Football Club, and it helps towards mental health, specifically men's mental health in the community. They run various things, football sessions, coffee mornings, and all sorts of things to get people together and get people talking. Because let's face it, most mental and mental states become because they're not vocalized enough between the peer groups, friends and family, and it's more internalized as why these things can get on top of each other. It's a great cause. It's a local cause, and I think everyone can benefit from giving a little bit towards these guys. A few of the guys over the past few shows, they've had experience of Lincoln City Foundation, and they speak very highly of it and what they've done for them. So I'm really happy to get behind these guys. The side charity on this one is for Aaron Davis's son. Now, he's a young man who was born without a hand, so therefore he's been offered the opportunity to be measured up for a bionic hand. These things are not cheap, so hopefully we're going to help transform this child's life by helping push through with this raffle on the charity. Fight number 15, Jack the Hammer Harmston versus Roy Badass Bescaby. Right, Jack the Hammer. He fought before on our show, and he fought a guy called Craig McCarthy, who we literally have just spoken about. Now, it was a great fight. Both guys really took this fight to the wire, and it was great to watch. Jack's already back in the gym. He's been working hard, and he really does have a full force frontal assault attitude about what he puts together. Roy Badass Bescaby, he's a late substitute. It was a bit of a switch out last minute, but Roy really has got some decent power. I'm going to be working with him to bring him up to speed over the next couple of weeks, and I can see this one being fireworks, let's say. Fireworks. So although it's a Halloween show, it'll be a bonfire night on this one. Okay, fight number 16, Dylan Sledgehammer Pepper. Okay, he's fighting a guy called Wesley Townsend. Now, unfortunately, his original opponent had to dip out because of an elbow injury that's resurfaced. However, we're looking at rescheduling this one for the 23rd of March. We'll come into that one a little bit later. This particular fight is Wesley Townsend. Now, Wesley's taking this fight on last-minute notice. I say last minute. We're still a good 6 weeks away from event day, so he's got plenty of time to put his work in and put his things together. Dylan, he's a slick mover. He works. He's sharp. He's fought before on my shows, and he came away with I think it was a draw, I believe, actually, his last show on my show. Dylan's he's decent. He's fast. He's got some decent power. Wesley's still a bit unproven, but we've got some time. We've got to do some work with him over the next coming weeks. Fight number 17, Lee the Lion Horry versus Ollie Time to Die Thorpe. Lee has had a reasonable amateur career back in the day, but has not done a great deal since. He's put a few pounds on, although those are starting to shift now he's back in training for this fight. He's slick, his fast hands, and it's like riding a bike. You don't forget what you've done for so long. Ollie, time to die Thorpe, he's a little bit more unproven. However, I really respect this kid. I like what I've seen with this. He's got decent power. His fast hands, he moves, he's sharp. I like what I see with this. If I'm honest, I'm leaning towards Lee just on past history and what he's done. But Ollie's got the power. I'm really not sure about this one. This one can go either way. Fight number 18. Last but not least, we have a bit of a weird one. We have Ricky the Demon Hunter versus Tristan Hunter. Now, Tristan is Ricky's son. Go figure that one out. Now, there's nothing too harsh about this. They are actually still friends. There isn't some sort of underlying weirdness going on where they hate each other. However, they are both great guys, both great members of the community, and they are both well liked and are selling tickets like it's going out of fashion. I think everyone's quite interested to see this and see the spectacle of a father-son match rather than actual who is actually going to win, just to see if they actually will hit each other with decent intent. And they're both sportsmen when all said and done. They both want that one-upmanship over each other. And I can just imagine them around the Christmas table winking at each other saying, yeah, but who won? Wink, wink. Okay, so this event is on the 28th of October, 2023. Doors open at 1700. First bell will be 1800 sharp. If you want to get here, then it's going to be at Fight Factory Lincoln. That's George Street, which is Vulcan Park, Great Northern Terrace, Lincoln. If you're interested, then tickets are available from all the fighters. They're also available from myself, Lee Swaby, on 07812 074 664. If you're interested in future events and or even competing on future events, then please do drop me a line or a message on the same number. If you're interested, hit me up, get yourself down. It's going to be an evening to remember.